What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Happy Monday. I think that's right. That's right. How's everybody doing? Is this gonna work? Can you guys see me? You guys can see me. Hey, what's going on? Happy Monday. Blah day. 1, already spoiled. 2, computer issues. 3, parent issues. 4, what else? Work issues. There's just a lot going on right now. But so I'm a little even kilter. Not high, not low, just kind of middle. Just blah. I'm blah currently. It's possibly a reason why I'm still wearing a hood. It's just I'm just feeling blah. Yeah. I'm just feeling blah. It's something minor to me, but it won't be a surprise when I see him when he shows up in the chapter. But that's not a big deal, but it sucks that the two things that I'm like most interested in, like My Hero and Tower of God, I get figured. I get spoiled on back to back, Sunday and Monday. But how's everybody doing? Happy Monday. Deep breath. All right, we're here. We're back. Honestly, where did we left off last chapter with White parrying everything that that bomb was throwing at him. Excuse me. Gosh. He was parrying everything that bomb was throwing at him, only for bomb to do this right here. Right? To have this waiting for him on the other side. So I think my glasses are dirty. Hold on. I'm sorry. You would think I'm 25 minutes late. I would have done this by now, but I didn't. I did not. I'm good. I kind of have a little headache. That's just a mixture of everything happening though. I'm fine. Let's see if the chapter invigorates me enough to gain my energy back. It's weird. It's just like I try not to let things get to me, but it's just today's a day. So yeah. And other news from Bomb and White skirmish, we're probably gonna cut back to Coon. Or 100% gonna cut back to Coon. I don't know why I'm kidding myself. So here we go. I'm not gonna waste any. Okay, did it come back? Are we synced up? Because all this just glitch, stuttered, and everything, right? Are we synced up? Is there a delay? Okay. I watched it happen. I watched it glitch, and I just watched it happen. Hold on. This is what I did before. Let's hope this works. So it should be really bad now. No, actually not. It didn't do anything. There we go. There we go. So it should be really bad, right? I've been trying to figure out how much it's gonna cost for me to start replacing stuff. 500 minimum. But we should be super unsynced now, right? So if I do this, are we good? This is exactly what I did last time that fixed the issue. We should be good, hopefully. And turn this down. We're not synced? That didn't work? No, it didn't work. Golly, man. I don't even. It's about the same as before. The stream is gonna cut and pause for a second. We should be back. And if we are back, how is it? Are we synced? Good? Yeah, I just closed out of OBS. All right. Yeah. So I'm tired. I'm not in the mood. I just turned it off. I turned it off and I turned it back on. So we should be good. Episode 92. Oh my gosh. I'm not wasting any more time. Let me switch the song. Like when I'm saying like I'm having like computer issues, I'm about ready to just quit on building my own PC, and I'm just about to go pre-built. I'm tired of it. That interview song is like 8 minutes. It came and went that fast. I think it's my processor. I think my processor is not strong enough to handle the 4K capture card that I have and the other capture card I have from my camera. So it's like overworking itself. So I'm pretty sure that's oh gosh. I'm not wasting any more time. We're starting to read. Starting to read. Okay, here we go. New panel. Deep breath. Here we go. That's from back then. That black orb. Bumps to a P4on's computer. Got it. What is that? She looks good with the short hair. It's as if he's trying to destroy everything. Dark twist. All right. That's way too loud. Okay. Ooh. Hey. We haven't been back here for a while. The souls. The blue Thrissa, the red Thrissa. The souls that were hiding in Abyss are climbing up in groups. Because he's fighting white, right? Yes. Is it to get revenge against white who killed them? Probably not. It's to not get... Oh, what? It's to not get eaten up by a completely... It's to not get eaten up completely by a bigger power. Oh. They keep climbing. Excuse me. They most likely won't stop now. Okay, Bomb. So that means is he burning the souls? Is that what he's doing? Or like whatever power is activating, it'll engulf the souls as well? Also, what is this? He's looking up like, what the heck is that too? What's this? The Shinzo is covering the ceiling like a cloud. Oh, snap. What's that? What is that? Wait a second. Is it a black Shinzu? The energy overflowing from that orb is even changing the Shinsu in this space. What is this? The Shinsu that became heavy after covering the ceiling is pouring down. How are we gonna... Shinsu is raining. Doesn't this look like Hueco Mundo whenever someone with high spiritual pressure arrives and it has all the stress lines? That's what this looks like. That's what this looks like to me. Like for Bleach, it's just like that's like aesthetic, but for like this is actual Shinsu raining, but it looks like that. It's raining Shinsu. It does. Yeah, it looks like. This is nutty, man. Oh, that's a cool panel. That's a really cool panel. How does it rain Shinsu in Shinsu? I don't know. It's like he doesn't even know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just doing things. You know, I rewatched the stream from like a couple of weeks ago, and I said something, and then I think Dexter repeated it, and then me being a drill bit was like, I don't understand, and he was just literally repeating me. I'm an idiot. I rewatched. I was like, oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, Bomb's just doing things. He's just doing things. You know what, if like, don't take this comparison the wrong way, right? I don't mean this in a literal sense, but it's just a comparison that I can make from my head from things I've seen. In Dragon Ball Super during the Tournament of Power, right? When Kefla is formed, when Caulifla and Kale fuse and Kefla is formed, and Kefla is just doing things, like Goku learned the Kamehameha, like Krillin taught himself the Destructo, like everyone created their signature techniques, but since Kefla, Kale, and Caulifla didn't have signature techniques, they just were doing things. And it's just like, I guess we'll do this, right? It just feels like Bomb just has all of this power, and it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just doing things, and whatever I feel like I'm gonna do, it creates this, and I do it. So that's what it feels like. It's not like he's actively I don't think he's actively thinking, I'm going to put my hands together and to do. I just think he's just like, I don't know. He's just doing things. I don't know. Looks cool though. Whoa. No. I would need somebody to pull this up, but seeing this panel for some reason, one, it looks like the Shinsu tentacle thingies are swallowing the orb. That's what it looks like. But it's starting to remind me a little bit of Jihad. Remember when he was fighting Data J, and like we know that he has like this monstrous form or something that's with him. It feels like we're taking a glimpse into that. Like clearly something is happening with Bomb, and if it goes unchecked, it will continue to expand and expand and expand and expand. I don't think the boy has a limit to him, even currently right now. It feels like this is just like the precipice of some greater entity evilness that's gonna pour out of him. I don't know. Jeez, the impact. It's coming. Oh man. He's in for it. He's in for it, man. It divided. It's like what do I do? What do I do? At this point, it's like, what do you do? A little bit does remind me of Karaka's heart. What do you do? Like, what do you do at this point? Just how much more are you going to pour out? Ooh, oh, that's clean. That's clean. I've got to admit, that guy, look at the thorn, just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's stronger than me. Man, I'm telling you, it's something about feeling good about saying something a month ago and just watching it come to pass. He still won't release. It's crazy is that White still won't release his full power, right? We've are like he's got the Shinsu loop going, right? He's got the Shinsu loop going. He's got infinite kitchens now, so it's no longer just one kitchen. He's got infinite kitchens now. But it just feels like even in the face of all of this, like White he's still not going all out. At this point in the chapter, I should say. He's still not going all out. This is totally Gohan versus Cell, though. I said that. Oh, I said that a good bit ago, too. Gohan versus Cell. You keep poking and prodding the little innocent boy until he snaps, and now nothing can hold him back. Until something tragic happens, and then he comes to his senses. Let me continue. That boy is stronger. This imagery is incredible, though. Of course, we cut away to Kun. I was going to send a supporter originally, but I lost the time for that. If he gets to take the mouse, it's the worst. I should go myself. Right? Right. It's not this way. Tisk tisk. No matter how it imitates the sound of a lighthouse, did you think I wouldn't find 3 real lighthouses operating again if I concentrated? I can hear faint sound. I can hear the faint sound of footsteps along with it. It's not far. I'll get him in no time. Oh, it's over there. Got him. Got him. If he catches Kun in this split second, that's crazy. There's so much dead space at the end of the song. Forgive me, y'all. All right. Great. I made it. If I catch the mouse, I can go out to the field. The mouse. Oh. Oh. Already? He did catch him that fast. Did you think I couldn't find you? I'm going to eat you, you tiny blue rat. Is anything playing? I'm over it. I have a headache. Computers are annoying me. And it's been ruined. I already know who this is. What, a spear? Crap, I can't move. I was wandering around to catch a mouse, but I didn't expect to catch the boss rat. Were you surprised? You seem to be in danger. Sorry. Is the heart okay? It didn't drop, did it? You're... Hi, younger brother. Kun family. I'm Asensio. I would have marked out if I didn't know this. I would have marked out. I would have marked, but I got this drip fed to me courtesy of YouTube. I knew Asensio was here. Being able to see Asensio for the first time, not in the Hell Train, would have been cool. but still cool that he's here. So I'm going to assume that the four people? How many people did Masheni talk to? I don't even. It's been so long since I even looked at that panel. But how many people did Masheni talk to? They were all in their robes and whatnot. So is it safe to assume that Asensio? What was his name? The dude that what was his name? It was 3. Oh, what was his name? It's not. I was about to say Icardi. I was gonna say it, and I was like, it's not Icardi, is it? There's an extension that blocks YouTube recommendations. You should use that. Yeah. You're not feeling when you're running on the treadmill and you increase the speed higher than you can handle. I have. I definitely have, Gabriel. It's just like you're trying to keep up and you just keep going further and further and further back. And you can feel your feet slipping off the edge of the treadmill, so you're trying to reach. Yeah, I've done that before. I've done that before. Where's my start menu go? Oh, it's gone now. What just happened? Okay. You guys were seeing that, right? Was the screen blinking for you? It wasn't just me, right? My screen was blinking. I can't take it. Okay. Let me scroll back up. Icardi, cool. There's nothing to really talk about him. It's cool. He's here. Yay! Asensio's mad cool though. Mad cool. It's my guy. I remember gravitating towards him because he looked like Ku, my boy Ku. But it's this right here. Technology. I can't win. It's this right here. It's how it's progressing. It's how it's progressing. Just like the thorn keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So does this still apply? Remember this is totally a thumbnail. I wouldn't have picked Icardi as my thumbnail. I wouldn't have. I would have definitely picked this. Well, Bomb's my favorite character. But remember when he first had the thorn and he couldn't use it that much because, am I making this up? Let me know, because it's been so long and I could just be headcaning it right now. But he couldn't use the thorn for long periods of times because he would get like corrupted or something by the thorn. Wasn't that a thing when he first got it? Correct me. I'm asking to be corrected. I feel like that was a thing. But then we overcame it. I don't know how we overcame it. But we overcame. If that's a thing, let me know. I don't even know. Yes, he would go berserk. It feels like that right now. Especially with the thorn just continuing to get bigger and bigger. Every chapter it's bigger than it was before. That's what I was thinking, CM. I was thinking that it was the blue Thrissa that was doing it. It made him super tired and it drained him of the point of knocking out. Yes, okay. I don't think it was a thing. I was just asking. Appreciate it. I thought it was, but then I don't know. He did when he met. Yeah, I remember when he tapped into that, but he just kind of was gone at that point when he seen her, and she pushed him again. I'm sorry, y'all, that this keeps happening. I don't know what's going on. If I'm being like completely like transparent, I have no idea what's happening. I stand corrected. It will be thorned from the inside or something along the lines. Okay. Maybe it was a mix of the thorn and the blue thristle though, because it talked to him, right? I don't remember. I remember if he used it, like I remember going through, because I was like, it was a point when if Bomb activated the thorn, he was out for the count. He wouldn't be able to fight after that. So we had to so it was like we had to pick and choose when we could use the thorn so we wouldn't leave ourselves out to dry. I remember having those like conversations. I remember that. But I was like, I didn't remember if there was like a point in which like the thorn would take control or stuff like that. I don't remember. I do too much. What is happening? Like seriously. Seriously. Like legit. What is happening? So it feels something like that. It's to the point where, you know, I don't even know. Like I'm trying to think what possibly could be going on, and I don't know what's going on. And I'm trying to think what possibly could be going on. Because there's so many, it's not like we got to see the visual. We got to see the visual at the beginning of the chapter. It's not the blue Thyrsa doing it. It's not the red Thyrsa doing it. It's not the souls doing it. It's something completely different that's doing this. So is Bomb, and because Bomb said he wishes he could like turn everything back. Something about turn everything back. Is he like, what power is he tapping into to doing this? Like that's my question. What power is he tapping into? Because right now it's none of the powers that we know of, except for the thorn, because the thorn is smack dab in the middle of the screen. So what power is he tapping into? Like what other power is inside of him? Like what other power is inside of him that he is drawing from, that is stronger than the souls, stronger than the blue Thyrsa, stronger than the red Thyrsa? Because they're all just sitting back. I don't like, and he's not even using two thorns. He's only using the first thorn that he ever got. So it's like, what is he drawing from? Probably his own inherent power. Like, is this what? It's hard to say because we don't know what an irregular looks like when they're using their abilities. We don't know what that looks like. Like, is this his own innate ability? Like, we don't know. So it's hard to call this. Like, this might be the first example of seeing an irregular just dump power, just do things. This might be the first. I think this could be the first time seeing it. So it's like, we're not supposed to know what's going on. Yeah, it's more than just the thorn, because we've seen the thorn do things and it's never done this before. So I feel like this is just the first time we're getting to see. I think it's the sun that was shown after Revolution Road. The Revolution Road that's a long time ago. I don't even remember what that is. I know what Revolution Road is, but the sun, what do you mean? I always assume that the gold power we see in him sometimes is the power he got from the outside god, which I guess is the power to consume all. I like that. Someone say oh gosh, Revolution. You know what? You're right. I remember now. Hold on. I might actually have that panel saved. I needed a little bit more. But I think I remember what you guys are talking about. Where's the Tower God folder? It's right here. I actually might have that panel saved. Hold on. I 100% I can see it in my head. I remember. Yvonne Kell, that's too far back. Enryu, I think that's a little too far too, right? Yeah, because it, like that chapter felt like the Naruto moment when him and Kurama becomes friends, but that's what it felt like. But it wasn't exactly that yet. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can find it. This is before the Hell Train, so let me go down a little bit. This is the Dollar Show. The Burning of the Souls. I don't see it. Oh, here's the God of Guardians. Hold on, it should be in this area. Name Hunt Station. Is that too far? Is the Name Hunt Station too far? Let me keep scrolling. It's before the fight with Joaquin. Yeah, Name Hunt Station is too far. Let me go back. I thought I had that panel saved. But if not, oh, here it is. I have this one. I had this one. But it's not the freaking it's not the one with the sun behind them. It's the side by side one. So that's 170. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Field trip. 170. Yep, it's 170. I just had to find the chapter. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'm scrolling through the top. 170. Going, I'm almost there. Oh, I'll be able to properly gauge. So that's 210. Let's keep going, we're almost there. That should be 90, that should be 80. 77. There we go. Let me go back. This. So 3 right here. Here we go. I haven't seen this kid in forever, or Daniel in a long time either. Wow. All right, Gabriel, have a it's over. Hold on. Okay, 71. All right, let's keep going. I thought it was in this area. No? Yeah. I thought it was in this area. It's not in this area? Let's keep going. I remember how hyped these chapters were, man. Oh, this is the Dollar Show. Does it happen during the Dollar Show? Does that happen during the battle? During the battle of between, I don't know. Sorry for the fast scrolling, y'all. I don't want to waste too much time. I still don't remember his name. His name's like Pablo or something. What was his name? Not the chubby dude that ended up helping him. The guy that Yuri ended up bodying. What was his name? Pablo? Pedro. It was after that? Was it after he got the power of the souls? I genuinely don't remember. I don't know. Sorry if I'm boring y'all. We're trying to find this panel. I do remember, because wasn't the first Soul Punisher, it's Shinsu Black Hole Spear. Wasn't the first Soul Punisher since Shinsu Black Hole Spear that golden color? Well, it was, right? 200? Thank you. So if this is 77, 81, 91, 200, 95. CM is always like so good at this. There we go. Okay, yeah. There it is. But right here, it says the light was the souls of the... Can't be. Chapter 178? But it... From season 2? Oh well. That's a flashback of this scene. Okay. I found the panel, but not the chapter. Now we ain't bored. Okay, cool. 178. Let's go back. She was fire. Sorry. Alright. One more. Said 178, right? Here we go. This one. Okay. There it is. Yep. Yep. Okay. All right. So we can confirm that this power, well, according to 200, Bomb looked at this and said it was was this the light from the souls that he took from White? But that's not right. So from this chapter, we can see from, where is it? Up here. That Readthrough is over there. And the whole thing is that it looks like they're looking down into this chasm. I don't remember it ever being like this before. But he's looking down into this. They're both looking down into this chasm. And the souls are like trying to climb out of this chasm. And whatever power this gigantic golden this right here is, right? Whatever that is gonna devour everything. So let's investigate. Let's read through what he's saying again. The Blue Thirster called it an abyss. So I like the imagery of actually putting it in an abyss. The souls that were hiding in abyss are climbing up in groups. Is it to get revenge against White who killed them? Probably not. It's to not get eaten up completely by a bigger power. They keep climbing. They most likely won't stop now, as the power just keeps expanding. You know, this golden power, I don't think this power is like something he got from the outside god or anything. We'll be corrected later in the series when CU finally decides to tell us that. I genuinely think that this golden power is just the potential of an irregular. I truly think that this is just like all irregulars have something like this inside of them, and it's limitless. It never ends. It's continual. It looks terrible, but if I full screen this, it's gonna start flipping out again. But I do feel like every irregular is this. And see, as soon as I it just makes me feel that this is something that that's exclusive to irregulars, because didn't the God of Guardians said whenever he what's its face did his training with jihad, that jihad was just, a lot of these things I have ideas of what happened. I just need to reread the entire series. But I'm certain the God of Guardians said that from the very first moment that he met jihad and was training jihad, that he could see his true intentions very clear. He wasn't nice, etc., etc., etc. And that he was like exceptionally strong. A bunch of that stuff, right? Like if I'm just summing it up very fast, but it was something along the lines of that in regards to jihad, right? The sun in their stomach, strong stomach acid, you guys. But ooh, I like that. In his inner world, that power is bright and shining, but when it's coming out, it's dark, destructive. It makes me feel like irregulars all have this within, and it seemingly leads them, like if they submit to it, it'll just swallow them up, and they'll just become shells of themselves. They'll just become controlled by it. But if you can control it, you can do a bunch with it. So it's interesting, to say the least. Interesting. Shinsu's covering the ceiling like a cloud. Pipe mentioned earlier that was it Pipe that who mentioned the fact that what Bomb is doing right now, I thought it was Pipe, but what Bomb is doing right now feels reminiscent to what Enryu did, and it feels like if this keeps going, the administrator has to step in, right? That's what it feels like. It feels like someone that is above their pay grade has to step in. Whether that means someone comes through the portal because they feel the Shinsu, or the Shinsu gets reported to them, an administrator. It feels like if this keeps going. Because if Bomb, it doesn't seem like it's gonna end anytime soon. It genuinely seems that something. Try not to say anything, but it genuinely feels like that he's not going to come to his senses on his own, and it doesn't seem like this power is going to like what word can I use, like taper off anytime soon. There's still too many power sources that he can pull from, and the fact that we've gotten to this point without those power sources is to prove a point, which makes me feel like this is why I like to I know I was going to get to a point eventually. My head hurts. I'm frustrated with my setup right now. But this is why jumping to conclusions, in my opinion, is just like, let's not do that. Why don't we sit back a little bit? We don't know what's at play. Getting to this point, I want to get to this panel where Bomb looks like some deity floating up here. Half of him is red, half of him is blue. When we get to, like, getting to this point of Bomb seeing that the thorn is the only thing that's activated. He's not pulling from any of the power sources that he usually would pull from in a fight. Seeing all of these things not being used, I think has been done on purpose to show, like, to progress Bomb and to show that something else is happening with him. And yes, all of these things are here, but this thing right here we have to address this. And oh gosh, it's been set up for, at this point, 300 chapters almost. It's been set up, and I feel like we're getting to the point where it's getting paid off right now. So I think there's a reason why the souls aren't being used. There's a reason why he hasn't used the blue Thrissa. It's a reason why he hasn't used the red Thrissa. It's a reason why he's not using any of these things. Is it a little frustrating? Sure, because we know all of these things that he has. But something else is happening. And I think we're being showed this, and everyone's getting up in arms because it just happens to be against white that this is being shown. But what's being shown, I think, is very important to the future of this series and to the character of Bomb, because I feel like this isn't the same thing as the workshop battle or Arlen's hand or the floor of death or the last station, where these impactful things happen and things go back to normal. I think we're reaching a crossroads in which I don't think things can go back to normal, or the normal that we knew, the normal that was fabricated by everybody in Bomb's party. It's not going. I don't think it can go back to that. And there's still more things to cash out with the portal. So not only, like, yeah, sure, we passed this game, we get Jin Sun back, like, that's not the end all be all, because at any moment this whole party could just be spoiled by the arrival of high ranking people from the Lopobia family. So I feel like this is like the turning point. It's a point of contention in the story where some permanent things, I feel like some permanent things are about to happen. And everyone's just mad that white is going to be a byproduct of that. At this point, yes, white is an amazing character. I like White's character. He's trash as far as, like, judging characters, right? I like how he's written, but he's like a trash individual just because of his actions. But if I'm being honest, I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm fine with white being gone from the story. I'm fine with white being gone from the story. Do you, like, all of these characters, this is what, like, it's something that I've been thinking about more and more as a lot of other people have been pushing back on Bomb is boring, Bomb is this, Bomb is that. This whole story is about Bomb coming into the tower. Don't let Rachel tell you different. This is Bomb's story of him coming into the tower and basically either choosing to fulfill his own destiny or to finish what his mother and his father started, and climbing the tower and defeating Jihad. Like, those are the two things that he's going to do. So all of these characters that are surrounding him, that join him on these adventures and climbing, all of it, they are all put in place so that he can become the individual that can overthrow an entire kingdom that rules over the 134 discovered floors of the tower. That's what this story is. So this story isn't about Bomb and his cool friends that will be with him forever, and this cool character named White, and he's a legendary. It's not about that. you could like White all you want to. If White were to meet his demise by anybody else other than Bomb, I feel like it'd be dumb, in my personal opinion. And I feel like if White does fall to Bomb right now, I feel like it fits. I feel like it fits. I don't think we're going to be following Bomb for hundreds of years of him climbing the tower and becoming a ranker and doing all of these. I don't think we're following that. I think Bomb, I don't know if he's going to speed run this, but it seems like his irregular status is definitely pushing itself forward. Because we've been trying to figure out ways to make Bomb larger than life than what he already is. And I feel like it's to the point where all of the actions of everyone else around him has put him in this position. And he's going to live up to the expectation of being an irregular. That's what it feels like. And it feels like White sped the process up. Because all White had to do was just take a chill pill and relax. Right? All he had to do was take a chill pill and relax, but he kept poking the bear. He kept poking the bear. He kept poking the bear. I said this. I'm going to go back and rewatch all these damn streams to figure out when's the first time I said, this fight feels like it's going to go like Gohan and Cell. Where, like, even at the end of their exchange, Cell, outside of Kid Buu, is the strongest villain character. And Frieza when he trains. But, like, Cell is strong. Like, even when you get to the point when Gohan turns Super Saiyan 2, Cell is still stronger than him. It's just the fact that Gohan hit him so hard before he could do anything, he spit 18 up. That's what happened. He spit 18 up. So it's like they didn't even get a chance to have a fight because he blitzed them. That's what this feels like. It feels like White kept poking and prodding and poking and prodding, and he literally woke up the irregular inside of Bomb. And now that the irregular is awake inside of Bomb and it's just doing whatever it wants to, there's nothing he can do. It's too late. So yes, you might be stronger than this boy, but it's too late now. You done goofed. It's over for you. So if you die because of your own folly, I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that because it's not out of his character. Now, if White if he had never done this before, and this was the first time he did it, and it was so out of character, and he died for it, I'd be like, okay. But there's been point in times throughout the introduction of Joaquin, who then turns into White, where he's done things, and he's poked, and he's prodded, and he's been bit for it, and he's been like, or he's had decisions where it's just like, I'm gonna cut my losses. I'm gonna come back later. That's what it feels like. White bit off more than he could chew. White knows what Bomb is. So the fact that it just feels like I'm not mad at that choice of White dying in this altercation to him. I'm not mad at that. Because White literally knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. He wanted this to happen. And now that it's happened, it's just like, you want me to be mad? No. White, feed White to Bomb, make him stronger. That's how I feel. I'm all in. Bomb's an irregular and he's a devourer. He needs to devour everybody. You stand in his way, you get devoured. Like, sure, he may be doing this for revenge, but I don't think this will end up satisfying him at all. No. How do we think Bomb will feel if he does end up killing White? Bomb's character has been changing for the last 150 chapters. He's not the same. People were also mad that Bomb chose to fight here instead of going to rescue Jinsung. I feel like if he ran to the portal rescue Jinsung, White would have just followed him. Yes. Like, White kept pushing. He kept pushing. I've run over my Assassination Classroom stream time. Whatever. I don't think I'm streaming Assassination Classroom this week. It's the whole point of I've made it like a joke, like before hiatus, where it's just like, it's looking very unfavorable. What are we going to do? And it's just like, well, I'd make a joke of it. Time to pop crazy, go crazy. It's just like, we still got a bunch of fighting to do. It's like, I know, but this is why I'm not a main character in a series. So, that's what it feels like. It feels like this is the issue you have with having Bomb, who is untapped potential, being put in situations that he isn't necessarily ready for. And I think that's the point. That's the point. We can't have an experienced Bomb in these situations because he's going like, so say if hypothetical, because this is a lot of people, you've told me throughout streams that that a lot of people don't like the fact that Bomb is a regular and he's doing these things, which doesn't matter because he is irregular. He is an irregular at the end of the day. But let's go through hypotheticals. Let's say Bomb climbed the tower, whatever the heck happens when you climb the tower, and you get granted the ability to fly by becoming a ranker and all of that stuff. And he's an actual, he's gone through all the experiences that it takes a regular to go through. He has all that experience. And then you take that Bomb that has done all of that and put him in this situation. Where's the, like, like what do you do at that point? Because he curb stomps everybody. If we take a Bomb that has climbed 50 or 100 years more of the tower with more experiences, more battles, more of this, and then take him and put him in a situation like the Nest. It's a curb stomp. it's an absolute curb stomp. So people complaining now about there's no tension. There would be no tension if the boy was a regular. There'd be no tension whatsoever. if he was a ranker, excuse me. It'd be no tension at all if he was a ranker going through all of these situations that you want him to go through. At that point, then you run into the same issue that you run into with every shonen series with power scaling. Like, see, you set up a power dynamic with regulars, rankers, high rankers, like being ranked. Like, he set all of that up. And then in this whole setup of regulars, rankers, high rankers, all that good stuff, there's a separate category by itself called irregulars. And they circumvent all of this. That's why there's only 15, 16, 17 of them in the existence of the tower. There's not that many of them. This boy just happens to be one of them. So if we take this irregular being and we give him the same experience as everyone else that he's fighting, but he has this nice asterisk next to his name that just says he's busted. What do you expect? What do you expect? Like, what do you expect? I don't know. I don't know what you should expect. Like, it's these things where people, it's these things, right? Where people complain so much about Bomb, but fail to realize that Mazino from the Hell Train was stronger than anybody they've ever seen. And he was a regular irregular. Why aren't you mad about that? Why aren't you mad about the fact that Data J on the train could, him and like all the both of him and what's his name? Kun. Edon. Right? Like Data J and Edon were regulars on the Hell Train. And they were doing things that were unfathomable. We had never seen any character ever do it. We still haven't seen characters, high rankers. We've seen high rankers fight each other. And they haven't done the things that Bomb and Data J did in the Hidden Floor. Right? That's the Hidden Floor? Yeah, in the Hidden Floor. We've yet to see that from any high rankers. We've yet to see it. They were regulars. No issue back then. Why is it an issue now? It's one thing I just don't get. It was not an issue back then. It was hype. It was hype. Oh my gosh, Bomb versus Jihad. It was hype. But because White is going to get gobbled up by this boy, it's an issue now. Time for him to go. If you ask me, I feel like White served his purpose. I feel like he served his purpose. It's time for him to go. Sorry if you like him, but it's time. It just might be time for him to go. Oh gosh. It just might be time. He served his purpose. Nothing there. We're 500 plus chapters into this, and this is truly the first time where we get to see Bomb's irregular nature in full effect. Who else was gonna do that but him? Who else was gonna have the personal connection? Right? Like seeding himself all, like we've known White for 200 chapters. Let's just say that. A long time. White has done more things personal to Bomb than a lot of the characters that exist in the series. This day was coming. This day was coming. It was coming. This day was coming. Already planning White's funeral. Yeah. Because White's one of my favorite characters in the series. But I'm not gonna hold on to this character. Like, I would never part my lips and say, I feel like that's foolish. Sorry if I'm calling people foolish out there. Sorry if you see this. No one's gonna see this. Sorry if you see this and you feel offended. I don't care. I feel like it'd be foolish to part your lips and say that certain characters, like, they shouldn't be killed by certain characters. I do feel like that's a little bit dumb. It's like, if you didn't want White to die, what do you want him to do? Like, these are questions I ask. These are questions I want to know. Like, if you don't want White to die, what do you want him to do? These are like genuine questions. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to not commit mass murder anymore? Genocides on people. He's not going to stop doing that. That's in his character. Like, do you want him to leave Bomb alone? That's not going to happen. Or do you just want the White and Bomb dynamic to continue? Why? Why do you want that? That's just more of the same. These are like, I would like answers to those questions. Like, if what capacity does White serve in the story? If his purpose is just to continue to be like what I don't know. White's whole purpose in the story was that I'm gonna eat that boy's soul when I feel like it's time. I need to get him back for taking the souls from me. So there was like a confrontation between Bomb and White was going to happen eventually. And that confrontation, like, if it didn't end in death of Bomb or death of White, then what did you want? What did you want? What did you want? Tell me, please. What did you want? Like, what'd you want? You want Bomb to forgive him? No, he ate two of his friends. You want Bomb to forgive him? No, that the innocent Bomb that would have forgiven them isn't there anymore. He's been gone for a while now. So it's just like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Because if what is the total chapter count for this series? If White's not gonna die in the 500s, you want him to die in the 700s? What's the difference between the 700s and the 500s? They've known each other longer? It's not gonna matter. He's an irregular. He's always gonna be stronger than it's. These are just things that I wonder about. I'm a little annoyed. I have a headache, so I have next to no filter. It's just I don't know. Also, I mentioned this like a stream or two ago. Bomb needed these clothes because they like regulars couldn't survive. Regulars couldn't survive in the conditions that the nest were. Something about like being they needed these clothes to live because they wouldn't be able to, like high rankers could, but they couldn't. Bomb doesn't need these clothes anymore. That's just my chain of thought. Like, he doesn't need these clothes anymore, especially if he's stronger than White. He doesn't need them anymore. Coon does. The rest of them, right? And the clothes are gone anyways. That's why I said, I was like, I hope we didn't forget why they had these clothes on. Like, I hope that wasn't an oversight and you just wanted to give him the ripped clothes design because it looked cool, because they actually were serving a purpose. So I think he doesn't need these anymore. So let's go ahead and give the boy a trench coat. Let's go and just do it now. See, please give him a trench coat. Let him be fine. I don't know. That's just my selfishness. But more and more Jod princesses or something for him. There was a point I was gonna make like 25 minutes ago and I forgot. Sorry, I'm flashing this bottle in your face. There was a point like 25 minutes ago I was gonna make about Bomb's personality, and Bomb's personality has been changing since before the nest was starting. Right before the nest was starting, his personality was changing. We had that chapter where all of those people died, and it's like all the bodies floating, and then it like pans down and Bomb's standing there, he's looking up, and he has a moment where he like starts to second guess himself, and he catches himself and he's like, no, they all did this for a reason. Like, I'm not gonna do this and like treat their deaths in vain. I'm gonna push through. Like, that's different from the Bomb earlier in the series. There's a lot of things that are like they're all coming to a point. Like Bomb getting over, like he just killed a lot of these people, like the like not canine people, but the different species that Yasaracha had in the tower going through on his path, like killing them. Like the only way he could get past those cages if he killed them, and he was able to compartmentalize. I don't even know if I said that right. Compartmentalize. Oh gosh, like he put that away. And he was able to kill them. He was able to kill them so that he can move forward, which is something I don't think a lot of his friends would have been cool with, even though they have all killed before. So like a lot of these things for Bomb's character as a whole were already coming to a point of him getting over things, him deciding to do things, training, like being around Yvonne Kell, training like this, meeting these people, doing these things, like the Dang situation and the situation and the agreement that he had with all that stuff, the camaraderie that he built with Karak, all these things were feeding to a point, and White was in the middle of all of that because of the connection he had with what he did to his friends. And it doesn't help that with White doing that to his friends, and then his actual friends, I'm gonna throw quotes on that, his actual friends, instead of treating Bomb like an actual person and trying to talk through things with him, they lied to him. They lied to him. They decided not to tell him the truth. It fuels that even more, because Lord knows how long it's been since that happened. And every day you've looked me in my face and you've lied to me. We don't get to see every single waking moment with them. I'm pretty sure there's some moment where Bomb is sitting there like, I wonder how they're doing. We don't get to see every single moment with them. So just like you can tell me we don't know that happened, I can tell you, well, you don't know that didn't happen. It's the same thing. So there's like, I'm sure Bomb every now and again thinks about his friends. Every now and again, I think about friends I've had in high school, college, middle school, elementary school. It doesn't mean I have any desire to reach out to them or talk to them, or I'm busy. I'll get to them eventually. It's stuff like that. We don't get to see every moment with them. So I'm certain that his friends from Sweet and Sour mean very much to him. So the fact that Khun, who's been there with him since basically the moment he stepped foot in this tower, would look him in the face and lie to him, it's just like next time I see you and things have calmed down a little bit, I'm pressing. Like, why did you lie? There was no reason for you to lie. It's like you lied to me and then let me be around my friend's murderer. Like, that sounds crazy. But you're my best friend. Like that, you did it for the good of me, but you let me be around my friend's murderer? Right? You even fed him. It's all these things. So it's just like, that sounds mad crazy when you start to say these things out loud. And they all contribute to what his character is going to be. That's why I'm feeling after this whole situation is done with this Nest battle, I feel like it should be clear what Bomb's character was and what Bomb's character is after this whole situation. I think it'll be very clear. I think it'll be very, very, very clear what the two are. And I don't think there's any, me personally, I don't think there's any argument in it. I don't think there's any argument in it. I feel like Bomb is perfect. However he feels and whatever judgments he comes to, I feel like he'll be completely justified in feeling that way. I genuinely think so, because his whole experience in this tower has just been nothing but being screwed over constantly. If not from people that he didn't like, even from the people that he did like, from people he didn't even know. It's been nothing but just getting screwed over from, like, it's going from one screwed over to another screwed over. Like, he was like trained and tortured for 5 years, something like that, only to get back with his friends to continue climbing, to be screwed again all throughout the workshop stuff, to then I'm still never gonna forgive him for keeping her alive in the floor of death. But it's just like nothing but just getting constantly screwed over. Constantly. Nothing but constantly screwed over. And it just makes me feel like, for me, right? For me, CU's writing has been absolutely fantastic. I've been saying it's only one thing I do not like that he's ever written. Like, I know there, like, I said it last week. I drum it up with Rachel and how much I dislike her, but I'm not gonna say it's not good. Well, there's two things. I don't like that Bomb kept her alive on the floor of death, but I'm not stupid. I know that at the end of the series, she's gonna be important to whatever leads to the conclusion of all of this. So it's like, she has a purpose. We need to keep her around. But the only writing choice I haven't liked is the Yama Yasracha fear, the implanted fear. That's it. Everything else to me has been really good. So it makes me feel that we've spent a decade of Khun being a certain way to Bomb, Rock being a certain way to Bomb, how Bomb perceives the both of them. I feel like we've been doing that to lead to a point when Bomb has a chance to look back at what they've done and how it's helped him or how it's hurt him, and he can make a decision on if he wants to continue climbing with them or not. Like, for me, it'd be a tough, like, as much as he's been very helpful, he's helped me a lot. He's been my best friend throughout all of this in the tower. This whole White, Rachel, Bomb, Coon situation that's been happening since the Hell Train, and because the fact that you just couldn't tell me, it means you don't trust me. So it's like, that's just like the genesis of something. You'll lie to me because for you're drumming it up as you're protecting me, but you clearly don't trust me with this information. So when I continue to get stronger, right? This way. When I continue to get stronger and you get to see this for your own two eyes, and the gap between us continues to grow and grow and grow and grow, when does that not trusting me with information turn to fear? Right? Because Bomb's going to ascend to being an irregular. He will ascend to that, to where that title and him are synonymous, and people look at him and he is not like anything else they've ever seen. When does that not trusting him turn into fear? Because at that point you can't tell him anything anymore. I feel like it's been written this way on purpose. I genuinely do feel like it's been written this way so we get to a point in which Bomb reassesses what is a friend to him. What is his purpose? I feel like that moment is fairly soon. Yeah, I need food. I genuinely feel that way. Because I don't think the writing interactions, you're not you when you're hungry. If you really think about Bomb and Coon's interactions since Coon woke back up, when you really think about them, they haven't been the same. Like, they're not the same. There's a lot of contention back and forth. There's a lot of, we should do this. No, I should do that. Well, we should do this. No, I'm going to do that. And it's just like, all right, we'll do that. Or you should do this, or you should. It hasn't felt the same than before. It doesn't feel the same. I don't know. Have a Snickers. I feel like Bomb might think this, but he might not say anything to Coon about this for now. I don't know. It depends on what his mind state is after this. We don't know if after all of this, that whole I shouldn't have friends thing, if that will be his new state, or will he go back to like how he was entering into the nest. We don't know. I think if it's this whole I need to rewind everything Bomb that has a conversation with Coon, he says it. But if it's not that Bomb, he might not say it, but he might think about it. And we might not have a cash out on this moment until like 100 chapters from now. I think that's what I'm thinking. But if it's this like rewind Bomb, I think he definitely says something to Coon. Someone has to call Coon out. Coon been doing a lot. He's been doing a lot. Coon hasn't been, for me personally, Coon hasn't been the same. I felt like what made Coon unique was his craftiness. And I feel like we've run into individuals that have bested him. I feel like he's had his craftiness taken away from him. On purpose, I feel like that. Because early Tower of God, Coon would do something and it was gold. Now it's not so much gold anymore. In these little games, yeah, sure. But when it comes to interacting with these high rankers and starting to interact with the 12 families and all of these other people, like that's the difference between the two of them. Bomb is an irregular. Power will get you far in this tower. So Bomb can attack the tower, and he can attack these individuals right now because he has that power available to him. Can he harness it completely? No. Khun needs to climb the tower. He needs to. He needs those experiences. He needs to get to the top, come back down, and be able to do whatever he wants to. He needs that. That's the difference between the two of them. That's why I feel like they might end up separating and splitting. I don't think Khun changed much. I'm not saying he hasn't changed. I think what made him unique isn't unique anymore. He's the same, which is a fault. He shouldn't be the same. It's the same issue I find with Rock. Rock is mostly he's mostly the same. Right? He's mostly the same. And it's like Bomb's like steadily growing and evolving and having to go through these hoops and fix himself and do all of these things. Like Khun hasn't changed much. Like everything that made Khun like Aguero Agnes AA made him like the guy at the start of season 2. Like that it's not the same anymore. I feel honestly like if I'm being like truly legit for Khun to get his mojo back, right? For him to reinvent himself and to reassert himself and his dominance back into the story. Call me crazy. We need to time skip like 150 years, 200 years, 300 years. We would have to time skip something crazy because time isn't relevant to them. Time just goes and goes and goes. So we need to skip a lot of years that would be similar to like time skipping 5 years or 10 years in a series. You need to skip 200 years for them because skipping 10 years don't mean nothing. Because if you look at what Khun was at the start of season 2 and at the end of season 1, it's just like we get to see what Khun is now. It's not that much different. That was 5 years, right? That was 5 years. That was something crazy like that. It was a good, like in any other series, that's a lot. But in Tower of God, that was nothing. They're fairly the same people. So we need to skip 100 years, 200 years in order to get that. Without Bomb, I feel the same way. Or make Khun go against a lot of odds to change him, progress him. That's what we were doing in the cage, and we got left with the sweet fish, his flame power, telling him that if he keeps doing the things that he's gonna do, like I don't remember what the sweet fish said to him. I'm not gonna act like I do, but it was bad. It was an omen, and we didn't get to see Khun. We haven't seen Khun address it or process it. He's just stopped using it because the show needs to continue going on. He necessarily hasn't had the time to think about it because cage, nest, all this stuff. So it makes me wonder if he's going to use... It makes me wonder if he'll use the sweet fish. It makes me wonder if... I already told you guys I got spoiled. I already know like something that's gonna happen, but it makes me feel that Khun might use the sweet fish and this to yeah, I'm skipping out on assassination class from this week. It feels like Khun might use the sweet fish because he might feel desperate because we still need to keep going after this. Like after all this ends, this whole thing with White ends, Like, we still, like, there's still a game to play. There's still confrontations that need to happen. We still need to get Jinsung. Like, we still need to do this. Still need to. So, the sweet fish we've seen, he might use it on Bomb. Who knows what kind of reaction that'll have with everything that's going on inside of him. But if it brings him back to at least good standing so that we can continue pushing on, we might get something from there. I have not read the Fast Pass chapters. I don't know which chapter is going to be. It can't be too much further after this. But I've seen a panel that I seen it like 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point now, which is crazy. I hate I saw it. But I've seen a panel. So it's like I know this confrontation with White is going to end. I don't know what the ramifications of this confrontation with White. I don't know what that is. So I don't know like if White dies or anything. I don't know that. I have no idea about that. So I wouldn't lie to you guys about that. I have no idea, but I do know this confrontation does end. And I don't want to say too much because obviously there's people here that haven't read. So if I say too much and I spoil you guys, I just suck. So I'm not going to say it. But I do know this confrontation does end. If I had to guess, the panel that I saw like a couple of weeks ago is probably from next week. The end of next week's chapter. That's what I'm thinking. Excuse me. You suck. I'm sorry. Like I got so like it's been terrible for me on. It's been terrible, man. Just like I got totally outright spoiled for My Hero yesterday. I mean, like the most important panels in the chapter, saw them. I'm glad I didn't see any of this stuff. I would have been mad if I saw any of this, but I didn't see any of this. I had one more point I was gonna make, but I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, but whenever I like see a panel, I always will preface it like I've seen this panel before. Like if I haven't said that, then that means I haven't seen it. I wouldn't. There's no way I would lie to keep up appearances for a reaction. I'd just be very transparent. I agree. The choreography has been great. Caught it. All I have to say is I love my boy Kun. I need to see something with him, man, because I really enjoy Kun as a character. But to me, he's felt backseat. I don't know. I used to do it years ago, like back when I was in college and stuff. But I can't do it anymore. Like looking at leaks ruined the end of Dragon Ball Super for me. I like it, but I would just like I remember thinking like episode 130 of Dragon Ball Super was going to be the worst episode ever because a leak told me one thing and then I watched the episode and it was different. And I was just like, well, I had just been sitting here like sitting in my own crap for a whole week. It wasn't even right. So like I think that's what killed leaks altogether for me. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. It's just like wouldn't like, especially like in a series in which it's not your native language. So you'll look at the raws for a chapter 5 days before translations are available, and you just see images. So now you don't know what they're saying. You're speculating on what they're trying to say, and it'll like sway you in one direction or another. And then you get to read the chapter, and who knows if you'll be able to release that bias because you've been living with that bias. Oh, it's just this, I know it. And then the translation comes out and it could be something completely different. I don't know. Is the Black Shinsu rain just for show or what? That's a good question. Two months ago? Oh my gosh. I think the Shinsu rain. No, this is what a byproduct of the Shinsu property changing with the orb. Possible. I think the Shinsu rain is just like how I was saying, like Bomb he's just doing things. There's like he's not, I don't think he's properly controlling his Shinsu as well. I just think there's a lot of Shinsu just pouring out of him. And I think the Shinsu rain like is a byproduct of it. And it's just happening because there's an excess of Shinsu. And he's just like, he's doing things and it's just leaking all over the place. Has nowhere to go, so it just falls. I was spoiled about Arya getting her head cut off like a month and a... Oh my gosh. See, I haven't had any massive spoilers for Tower of God. Nothing massive. Like I'm lucky that all this panels that I end up seeing before aren't like massive. They're not massive panels. They're panels that me analyzing everything, I can figure out what's happening. But it's like I can figure out where this Bomb and White fight is gonna go. But I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I don't know if Bomb wins or White wins or if the fight gets interrupted I don't know like that. I do know this definitely happens after this fight. Because the panel I see, it's just stuff like that. Similar to how he was fighting against Data J. He's trying things out, figuring things out. Yeah. I don't know. Surprised when she didn't actually die. So I guess it could have been worse. True. I'd rather be spoiled about her getting her head cut off than Bomb looking like this. What I'm wondering is, like, this thorn is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I just wonder, like, if me personally, because White is a high ranker, he's a legendary slayer, and if Bomb's power is rising higher than his, if a second thorn activation were to happen, let's just say that. If a second thorn activation were to happen, what is it? It's what was Yvonne Kell? Ruler, the ruler. Isn't it administrator and the ruler? Like the administrator of the floor and then the ruler of the floor? I couldn't remember the title. Like, I feel like if a second thorn activation were to happen, does the ruler show up? Because the second thorn would just give more power. It just would continue to fuel him along with his irregular stuff. So it's making me think as the irregular power is bubbling over and it makes contact with one of the things that is inside Bomb, whatever it comes into contact with, it ignites it and it takes off. So like it's already got the first thorn. It'll take the second thorn. If it touches the souls will activate. If the blue Thrissa and the red Thrissa don't move, it'll get them, they'll activate. Still like stuff like that. So it's making me wonder if this power isn't checked, like, is there a possibility, like, so Enryu caused the administrator to come out. How far is Bomb away from getting a ruler or an administrator to show up? That's what I'm wondering. I think that's what I'm wondering. How far away are we from that? If I had to headcanon it and head guess, a second Thorn activation brings the ruler out. If he dusts the ruler off and the souls ignite, he's probably watching our true. So it's like, it makes me feel like, I don't know. Matter of fact, would a ruler even show up? Would Lopobia show up in the ruler's place? Is there a possibility, like, if the ruler shows up, say, like, hypothetical, if the ruler shows up and the ruler tries to do something and the ruler loses, what happens then? Does Lopobia himself come to address this issue? Or does an administrator come and shut everything down? Like, which one is more likely? Because we know the portal is in that ship. We know it. We know it is. So what happens first? Does Lopobia and his army come through the portal? Or does the administrator come? I think Lopobia shows his face himself before an administrator shows up. And if we get okay, so I'm throwing everything to the window. This is like a case study. If a ruler shows up and Bomb beats the ruler, and Lopobia shows up and his army shows up and Lopobia can't do anything with them, at that point, I think the administrator shows up. And then we're in for it now. Because it's just like, it sounds crazy to think that what if a family leader shows up and he like looks at Bomb and it's just like, oh snap. Like, oh snap, like another one of me, another irregular. We know that Lopobia is like Jihad's dog. Like he's in bed with Jihad, so so he's definitely not going to try to strike a deal with Bomb or anything. You know he's going to try to put him down. What if he can't? What if he can't? See, if it were me, I'd flip this whole series. I'd flip this whole series on its head. What if he can't? What if he can't? What if he actually has a tough time fighting Bomb? And we get to, like, I'd flip it on its head. I'd flip everything and then time skip us. That's what I would do. Hell yeah. That's what I would do. I would take this Nest situation. I would have the ruler show up. The ruler can't beat Bomb. And this is when I'm speaking. No. I would have the ruler show up. The ruler can't beat him. I would have Lopobia and his army show up. And somehow we get Jinsung out. And Lopobia goes to challenge Bomb himself. And he can't necessarily one-shot Bomb or get him up out of there. And they actually get dragged into a battle. And then an administrator comes. And then that's when things just start getting crazy. That's when things start getting crazy. I would somehow... This is where like fantasy brain happens. Like if Lopobia himself can't do anything with Bomb and an administrator shows up, I would love it. Like if things actually got that crazy. if things actually got that crazy, there's nothing stopping a spatial distortion from happening and Mazino showing up, being like, I'm with the boy. There's nothing stopping that at that point. If we're gonna go that far and that crazy with bomb fighting family leaders and administrators, while everything is just burning. Everything is just burning. There's nothing stopping. There's nothing. Yeah, and the administrator can't do anything with a battle between irregulars. Like, there's nothing stopping Mazino from showing up like, oh yeah. Because he doesn't want to be bothered with them, but he's intrigued with Bomb. So if he shows up and sees that Bomb is fighting a family leader and an administrator, why not back the kid? Right? Why not back the kid? I feel like you have him back the kid, and we in that situation we time skip us. We time skip it. Bomb goes off with Mazino, and we time skip, and they separate, and 50 years pass, something crazy, before we see them again. That's what I would do. I would literally have it feel like the series is about to end and time skip us, and have them just be separate. That's what I would do. I would do something crazy like that. That's what I would do. Can administrators kick people out of their floors? Yes, they can, but we don't know if they can do it to irregulars. we don't know if an administrator can do it to an irregular, because if that were the case, why didn't the administrator kick out Enryu from the floor of death? So I would do something crazy like that. I would take this arc that people think is dragging on and the pacing's terrible, and I would just flip it all on its head. And you send Bomb with Mazino. You just let him be with Woolhike Song for a good bit. Just being around another irregular. What is it like to be an irregular? Like Mazino without using Shinsu is stronger than anyone we've seen in the series. He started using Shinsu, and it was just like, what is happening? So I would Bomb needs to be around someone like that. He needs to be around his own kind. He needs to be around his own kind. At what point is hanging around with regulars gonna do to him? Especially if we need him to be the leader to kill Jihad. We need him to be the one to kill Jihad. What is hanging around regulars gonna do us? Nothing. Nothing at all. His company needs to be high rankers or irregulars. I would personally have it to where the Lopopia family head was actually anti-Jihad. He was forced into another art. I would like that too. I personally would like that too. I would like it if no one really liked Jihad, and they just do things because they can't beat him. I wouldn't like it if one of the families actually, like him and Jihad, were really best friends. I wouldn't like that. That seems kind of corny. But I would like that if all of the family heads have some sort of disdain against Jihad for some sort of reason. Maybe we have a training arc for the regulars. We need it. If I'm being honest, if I'm being like legit, like if I'm being actually legit, I would time skip us far enough to where the regulars are rankers. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Me personally, I've seen enough of their climb. Especially knowing that floor 134 isn't the top of the tower. Like the climb doesn't feel like this. The climb isn't sacred anymore. Like the climb isn't sacred anymore. I don't need to see any more of their climb. At this point, Bomb doesn't need to finish his climb. He's an irregular. He never needed the climb in the first place. I don't. I would time skip everyone else. I would time skip everyone else until after their rankers, and when we see them again, they're rankers. And we still can see the 100th floor. We still can see the 77th floor. It just wouldn't be in the capacity of climbing them. That's me. That's just me. That's how I'm feeling. I think it was 60, wasn't it? No. I don't remember. I'm lying. "25th nut." Let's introduce the 25th boy. I'm at that point. Is it cool to see all the games and all the different tests on each floor? Yeah, it's very cool. I think that's the essence of Tower of God, the climb. But at this point, where we spent so much time not following the climb, like the reason why Bomb is the C rank king is because we need to like speed this process up. We need to build a name for him. The regular that beat a ranker, stuff like that. Like the climb isn't important anymore, as it was explained to us at the start of the series. The climb to 134 to face Jihad is what's important. Whether that climb be sequential, who knows? But I don't think we need to be on the climb of, like, this isn't an adventure anymore. Like, the series it's not an adventure anymore. To me, it's not. It's a conquest. It is a conquest. We're here to liberate the tower or take it over. That's what we're doing. We're not here just to climb anymore. For the rest of them, sure. Not for Bomb. Not for Bomb. That's why I don't think we need to see, like, it'd be like I feel like we can separate. We can separate. Let Rock and Coon and Dorsey and all of them continue to climb the tower, because they have to. They're regulars. They have to climb the tower. Let them keep doing it. There's no reason for Bomb to continue climbing the tower with the rest of them. There's no reason. Let him speedrun it. Hell, Bomb could even, like, he can circumvent this stuff at this point. What stops him? He's an irregular. What would stop him from traveling to and fro with Mazino? What would stop him? Yeah, Maltz was still here. Even Adori Jihad was speedrunning the tower. Yeah, she climbed fast. She climbed really fast. He's always been superior, so it's not going to be hard now. I mean, there's nothing saying that Bomb's power is going to be at this level all the time either. No, it's not. It definitely isn't. But I think this is it's going to change. I think it's going to change. I think this is the start of him accepting this and accepting this power. Like that's why we get the Shinsu nature changing. Who knows? He can start, like, it can start. So, who knows? Feel bad for any irregular who Bomb would have to go against on his climb. Yeah. I think was this last week? Was it 2 weeks ago? Dexter made one of the best points, and it falls directly in line with this. The tests are scaled on your level. If Bomb and Coon and Rock were to stay together and they were to keep climbing, if you make the test too hard, nobody but Bomb is going to pass. But if you make the test too easy, Bomb is going to clear the test for everyone. So now no one's being challenged. How do you evenly distribute it? You can't. You can't. You can't do it. So it's like you can't, I don't think you can keep them together and continue going on their climb. There's no way, unless you handicap Bomb. But then at that point, we're just ping-ponging his character back and forth. I would have an issue at that. Yeah, Bomb would have to do floor admin tests all the way up. He's essentially high ranker. Yeah. So, like, if he's gonna do that, then I feel like we might as well separate them on their climb. We might as well. Like Bomb is going toe to toe with White. This is why I feel like we can't just climb the tower like this. White is stronger than almost. Like if White fully realized is how strong, how many more people are stronger than White? And it's like you can't have Bomb do this against White and then have him get to floor 76 or 75 and the person giving the test right, the person giving him the test is giving him a tough time. Then you would have created the issue of, well, if he's struggling, why is he struggling with this guy? He beat White, fine. You would have all the people, like say if Bomb kills White in this interaction, he's not officially ranked. If we had to guess, do we think Yvonne Kell is stronger than White? Do we think so? We know how high Yvonne Kell's not ranked where she was before, but we know where she used to be ranked. So do we think that White is stronger than Yvonne Kell? Then he's at least that rank. At least. Right? And she was a ruler. And she has the power of the ancients. So I would say he's in that area. Even though we know the ranking doesn't go by just straight raw power. I know the ranking doesn't just go by that. It goes by X, Y, and Z, all of that. I know it's all that. But if we just had to gauge it if he's in that area, I don't know. There's not that many people stronger than him. It's like we can't even put Bomb in that ranking. He doesn't count. We have to rank Bomb with the other irregulars. And at this point, he's last. Right? At this point, Yvonne Kell is stronger than White. He's top 100. White's top 300 at best. Okay. So it's like he's in that range. He's in that range. Like Yvonne Kell is a problem. Is an actual problem. I believe the White versus Cal fight overhyped White as well. Yeah. I think he was gonna run out of steam and lose eventually personally. We'll never know with White because White never takes anything serious. He never takes anything serious. We've never seen him serious, if we want to be honest. We've never seen him power dump. He always runs out of energy. But we've never seen him truly power dump. We never seen him do it. So it's hard to know. But it's like Bomb, compared to all the other irregulars, Bomb is like a fly to them probably. But if you could take that fly and you compare it to everyone else, that fly is like a dragon. It's something mystical to them. So it's just like the scales aren't the same. So like there's 12 family leaders. You got to count V, he's 13. You count Enryu, 14. You want to count Fanta, that's 15. Bomb's like the 16th irregular that we know of. Of the 16, he's 16. But if we take that list of irregulars and compare it to everything else that's in the tower, leaps and bounds higher than anything else. So yeah. White absorbed all the souls from the previous fourth Army Corps. So he stopped as he felt that Caliban was down. She is an irregular. Bomb is 16. She's 17. I forgot. You see, I don't think about her. I forgot. Is she an irregular? I always felt that Bomb was the irregular and she just got caught up. I don't think she's an irregular. I just think she just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Doors opened for him and she fell in. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think Bomb is the irregular and she just fell in. But she's from outside the tower, so she technically is an irregular. So she's 17. She is the 17th irregular. Yeah. She's still technically an irregular, but an irregular. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you have to count. So as far as irregulars go, we have to count the 13. We have to count the 12 family leaders and then V. Right? No, I'm wrong. It's the 12 family leaders. We got to count V and Arlen. So that's 14. Enryu would be 15. Mazino would be 16. Fanta, if you want to count him, would be 17. Bomb would be 18. Rage would be 19. I mixed it up. I forgot about Arlen. So there's 19. There's 19. Yeah, I forgot. There's 19. She's a regular trash. I'm not wrong. Think about Bomb being top 100 level and then look back at how slow the pacing has been for most of the chapters. I think it's easier to understand some people's complaints about the power-up. Still though, Bomb not as strong as Enryu. No, Enryu's number 2. Well, as far as the listing goes, as like the most powerful people in the tower, not the most powerful people, but the crimes they've committed, like their claims to fame. He's number 2, isn't he? Because isn't Jihad 3? Hold on. We need to do this right. Because now I'm messing up the count on irregulars. I called them the 13. And you have to count Arlen because it's 14, right? No, it's 10. I don't know. I'm confused. We have Jihad. We have the Ari family. We have the Kun family. We have the Ha family. The Lopobia family. We have the Hobadao family. Wow, I don't know all the family leaders. I don't know all the family leaders. 10 family heads. Jihad, Arlen V. That's 13. Enryu, Fanta, Urek, Bomb, Redacted. There we go. Okay. 18. Okay. I always forget to. Okay. Who knows? Maybe a new one entered since Bomb. Maybe. I don't know. Not likely. Like, if we truly had to think about it, like, outside of the 13 climbers, Enryu, Urek, Bomb, and Redacted. That's 4 outside of them. And the 30, 40, 50, however many thousands of years they've been here. There's less than 20 of them. I think if there were more irregulars, people would know about it. Yeah, I think there's more irregulars above them that have climbed before. But I think since those 13 have entered the tower, I think there's only been 4 irregulars since then. 5 if you want to count Fanta. I don't know. I don't like counting Fanta. Whatever Ghost is. Ghost, there's a possibility that V could be Ghost, if we're being honest. There's a possibility. Or the spirit of V. Could be something. That's what I'm thinking. Previous irregulars are probably the reason why the admins on floor 135 were so hostile. Yeah, that it's a mixture. It could be that. I'm leaning more towards that, or it could be that because we know that as the 13 were climbing, people didn't like them. We don't know if that was just because of a predisposed bias that they have against irregulars, or the actions that they were committing got them this notoriety. So it could be the notoriety and why eventually they had to be stopped, or just the irregulars just wreaking havoc in the tower before them. Yeah, their historical irregulars must be beasts. There's no telling. I'd like to believe V worked with Head-On to become Ghost. Yeah. Faked his own death, etc. Yeah, I think so. If I'm being to me, I don't remember what everyone was saying when I thought about this. Whenever, or they use V's body to create Ghosts. I think that's possible too. I don't remember what everybody was saying when I thought about this, but to me, it felt like the outside world every however many years they wanted to would send people into the tower to like conquest the tower. So it made me feel like, because didn't like, am I making this up? Right? Am I making this up? I have to continually ask this because I think about this stuff so much. I could be making it up. Am I making this up, or were we under the idea that they all knew each other before they got in the tower, especially like Jihad, Arlen, or V, like they knew each other before they got in the tower. To me, I think those were takeaways I took from it. It feels like they knew each other before they got in the tower. They did. So I feel like it must be because wasn't Jihad's family like they theorized that that's his family crest from outside of the tower. Like there could be a possibility that some a committee of people decide every group that goes into the tower every 100 years or something. And these were the ones that were chosen to go into the tower this time. That's what it felt to me. That's what it felt like. I remember saying on stream that it felt like they went into the tower to wage war. It felt like they went into the tower to conquer it. That's what it felt like. I don't think they just went in there to go on an adventure. It felt like they had a purpose when going in there. Arhan became Jihad's. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what it felt like to me. I still remember it was towards when we were catching up to the hiatus where we would read the chapters, we'd sit here and talk a little bit. That's what it felt like. I don't that's just speculation on my part. Just thinking that possibly maybe it's not an honor to go into the tower. Maybe it isn't an honor. Maybe it's you get cast out the family, you have to go into the tower. So going into the tower, they just created these bonds. I don't know. Maybe Jihad's the outcast of his family. That's why he has a chip on his shoulder. I'm just coming up with stuff now. Who knows? That was in the blog post info. Yeah. I think the blog post streamed like just crossed 1,000 views. Too. Something happens to you when you finish climbing. Whenever they made something happened to them, whether it be because there's no telling how much you age. It's not that much because Jin Sung looks the same that when he first met Caliban like 4,000 years ago. And they both look the same now. So you don't age that much in the tower. What if Tower God is actually just a more complex version of Attack on Titan? I like that. I like that. I like that. Yeah, no spoilers, please, on that. I like that. I like that. It does. The whole thing is that you can't. It's hard to build up the outside world because the tower seems incomprehensibly big. It seems like it's hard to fathom how big the tower is. Like, it makes you wonder why they call it a tower. Who came up with the idea of it being a tower? There's no stairs. Like, they got in a train and they just flew in the sky and they went to floors. So it's like, how big is the thing? Like, if these floors can be continent size, like if they can be continent size, like how big these floors are, how big is this tower? And it's like, how big is the tower? Is the tower an actual tower? Me personally, I think the tower, just think the whole concept of the tower, I just think they're pocket dimensions. I think they're just a bunch of dimensions and they call it a tower. And as you're transversing through the floors, you're leaving one, going to another. Unless whatever planet this tower could possibly be on is so gargantuan in size that a tower of that size isn't that big. Because it's like, if you really wanted to like truly say Tower of God is a tower, like it's an actual tower, that thing would have to reach into space. Something like that. I don't know. Who knows? Each floor is the size of North and South America. Multiply that by 135 and you get roughly 11.5 times the size of Earth. So that seems like, and we don't even know how many more floors are above that. We don't know how many floors are above that. So like the tower could be 500 floors. Like, if that was an actual physical structure, then how big is the planet? I don't think it's an actual physical structure. I think they're just pocket dimensions. Let me go up. What if the irregulars were sent into the tower to get stronger in order to fight some kind of war on the outside? Then, so like the tower is a rite of passage. It's actual training. Like actual like training. So like if you get like, so you enter the tower, you get to the top of the tower, you come out, we then kind of like the Tomorrow War, like that movie. But you climb the whole tower. When you come out, you are this unfathomable being, and you can help us in this war that we're fighting. You might be able to answer these questions if you read Su's original Tales, I don't know how to pronounce Tales user story. It did briefly mention this in another story. pocket dimensions could work. Yeah. Yeah, there is that theory too, Maltz. There's a theory that the tower exists to create a new axis. Because isn't like Fanta's like he's an axis, right? So like we're coming up like bomb would be the new axis. Like I remember all that like Mazino, like Mazino's he's following Fanta around because he like Fanta just gets the best of him. So he's just following him around. Fanta came in the tower, so Mazino's just wandering around the tower. Right? He's just wandering around the tower because he can't find him. Something like that, right? Fanta is one. Jihad's trying to control fate, but Bomb could become one. Yeah. What if you get to become an axis after you climb the tower? I think that's what we're thinking. And that's what Maltz brought up. That's what I said the same. That's why I don't count Fanta in a lot of these rankings and things. No, it's even worse. Fanta led Urek in the tower and then left. That's why I don't like that's why I don't like counting Fanta, because I do remember when reading all the Fanta stuff, you get to the end, he's just like Fanta could not show up at all. So it's just like let's not take Fanta and just go crazy with it. Let him lead all your theories, because it could just change. So that's why I try not to think about it, because I'd get carried away. I'd talk about it so much. I'd spend every single stream talking about it. I would spend. That's why I just I just put it away. Like I don't even try to talk about it, because I'm interested into that. I like the irregulars much more than all the stuff that's happening in the story, by being honest. So I would talk so much about those 100%. Like it just kills me that I can't see Mazino even more. Yeah, the blog post can be changed at any time, because if you look at the most notable change that is very clear is if you read the workshop arc again and you listen to how they talk about Yama, and then when you get to Yama, it feels like two completely different characters, which makes me feel like CU had an idea on what he wanted Yama to be, and then as he got closer to getting to the cage and writing it, he was like, he's not that guy. I'm going somewhere else with this. And he changed his character, because Yama felt like an evil. Yama felt evil in the workshop. Like when you finally get to the cage and all that, he doesn't feel evil. He felt like an evil guy when they talked about him. I would like to see how Bomb currently compares to like Karaka and Caliban. No, I would too, PL. I'd like to see it. I like to see who makes them, because I like the extra lore, but it's not as solid as people like the base theories on. Yeah, true. I agree, Maltz. I agree. Brought him in the tower and then left. Now he can't get out. It won't happen, but it's fun regardless. Yeah. I'm not gonna be like, yo. Oh man, I've talked myself into a headache. We've been streaming for how long? It's 7. I started this stream at 4:50 something. Like 4:52 I started this stream. So it's definitely over 2 hours. We haven't done one of these in a while. Because my OBS is saying 2 hours, 2:08. And remember, I closed OBS out and then started it again. So the time that was before that is gone. This was just one chapter. I was at work when this stream started. That's wild. He's home now. Macheni's up to something. I like the idea that someone brought up about there's a possibility that she could be making a play for the Black March, just to have it, because having multiple what are they called, 13-month series just helps politically, just for her. It's grind. I think you said half of Tower God would be Bomb as a regular and half would be about him as a ranker. I personally don't think he needs to be a ranker. I personally don't think he needs to. Because like he has a purpose. Like we can't use Mazino climbing the tower as a framework for Bomb, because Mazino doesn't have a purpose. He didn't have a purpose. Like Bomb has a purpose. Like his mother wants him to kill Jihad. Like that's his, like he needs to figure out if he actually wants to fulfill that or if he wants to do something else. But if he's actually going to do this, like that's his purpose. I don't think he needs to abide by the rules of climbing the tower and becoming a ranker and all that. I don't think he needs to do that. I think Mazino just did it because he, like, if we go with the fan story, he's stuck here. He can't do anything else. So I might as well climb the tower so I can just be super duper free. And then, and then, yeah. Do you, I'll throw a monkey wrench in this. We know that the 13-month series has a curse, so that if a Princess of Jihad tries to ignite more than one at the same time, they fall under the curse. But because Bomb has activated the Black March, and we do know that he can remove curses, is it possible he removed the curse from the Black March? Therefore, any princess to hold the Black March can activate two at the same time. Are you deleting Macheni slander? Is he deleting Macheni slander? I feel like that's what's happening. I like that though. That Macheni's leading them into a trap and then blame it on FUG so that they take them both out and she can come out the victor. No, I'm not. Oh, okay. I thought you were deleting. I didn't see it, but I thought you were deleting Macheni slander. Didn't Bomb break the curse during the Hidden Floor arc? No, that's what I thought, because we started talking about Macheni, and I know that Macheni's like Dexter's favorite. Did he break the curse of the Black? I don't remember. I don't remember. It was a spoiler. I don't know. It's the same. That's if the curse is the same as spells. True. It's just it's something that's up in the air. That's something that's up in the air. Was it? It wasn't. It was not a spoiler. That's funny. It's funnier to me because I thought it was Macheni slander. So it was just like, it went from like, was he just deleting Macheni slander? It's like, no, I wasn't. It was a spoiler. No, was it? Huh? Remember, there are crazy treasures in the nest. Yeah, there are. There are. I didn't notice I got deleted. No problem. If I'm being honest, the one thing I really want to happen is not gonna happen. But the one thing I wanted to happen, I wanted Bomb to create a team of Slayers to climb the tower with. That's what I wanted. So it's like I wanted like the four Slayers to make a party with some adjacent people with them, and Bomb leads that party and they climb the tower. That's what I wanted. Because I just want a panel of all of them like walking together. That's what I want. It's just all the Slayers just walking together doing things. Machete works with that princess that with the yeah, she does. I think Bomb's climb kind of mimics the original 10 families. I mentioned that PL before the hiatus when I was reading. I mentioned that I would love it if he were able to put together his own team that kind of mimicked Jihad's team. That's what I was thinking. And I was like, I would have to go back and figure out which stream that was. I don't remember. But I know it was like Bomb, Kun, Rock. Matter of fact, it was Bomb, Kun, Rock, Karaka, White, Yama. It was them. It was a few other people. I can't remember who it was. And that was his new team. Like, that was his team. That's what I was thinking. It was that one, and then I also kind of wanted him to take over FUG. That's what I wanted. That's also what I wanted. I wanted him to take over FUG. I wanted him to like present himself to Luslek and be like, I am the son of X, Y, and Z. And for him to confirm it and be like, all right, kid, here you go. This is what we have to put you through. And then he can become the leader of FUG, because FUG is not united whatsoever. They all have their own motives, because if they were united, they'd be able to do something. But because they're not united, they don't do a damn thing. So for him to be able to take control over FUG and have Luslek kind of as like an advisor, so he's like still the muscle and the strong arm of, so he still holds his weight, but we're ushering the boy into being the leader, taking his father's place in a sense. So I would like to see that, and for him to unify it and bring it back together. That's what I would want. So that we can create FUG and actually create a force that can go up against Jihad's army. Because that was like maybe a month or two ago. We counted all the forces that we have on our side, and there's no way we beat Jihad with what we have right now. The only way we beat Jihad is if one of the families turn against them, like actually align themselves with Bomb. There's no way we beat him otherwise. It's impossible to me. It's impossible to beat him. We would need to turn these families against him. At least 2 or 3. Yeah. Luslek was mentioned. And wasn't Sophia Tan, wasn't she talking to someone that was a high up in FUG or something? That something else. Cut back to the monster hybrider, yeah. I can see Bomb uniting FUG. I think the arc's pretty much used to build up his rep. That's what the last 50 some odd chapters prior to the I would say about like the last 50 chapters have just been to build up his reputation. Like the C rank that beat a ranker, all of that stuff. It's just to build his name. Because we actually need to build him to be the individual that can rival Jihad. So because right now the Slayer candidate Juvial Grace and Bomb are 2 completely different people. So we need to build up the name of the Slayer candidate. of Juvial Grace. That's what we need to build up. We need to build that name up. So, wait a bit. What if Luslik was disguised as Ghost? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think someone also mentioned that what if Luslik was V? He just kind of set it up like, yeah, I was V's faithful servant, but it actually was V. I remember, I don't know who mentioned it, but I remember somebody mentioning it. I can't take credit for that. If we do the match, the Ariha and Kun families could officially, yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Like, you think about it, if we take an irregular one, if we give the title, because the only way that the name Juvial Grace would be able to rival Jihad is if the Slayer candidate Juvial Grace becomes the Slayer. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But if the Slayer candidate Juvial Grace becomes the Slayer Juvial Grace, and then Slayer Juvial Grace becomes an irregular, so it's the irregular Slayer Juvial Grace. The irregular Slayer who leads FUG Juvial Grace, who also has come into partnership with the Ari, Ha, and Kun family. At that point, the fact that the families would be fighting each other would send the tower into chaos. But then to know that an irregular stands atop the rest of those family leaders and leads them to fight Jihad and revolution would completely rip this tower apart from the inside out. So it'd be crazy once you just start tacking those things onto him. You start adding them onto him. That name, the irregular Slayer, Juvial Grace, the leader of FUG. And then knowing that FUG is united, they took out, so like say if Dexter's theory of Macheni leading the Lopobia into a trap, blaming it on FUG, and let's just hypothetically say that something becomes of the Lopobia family and it is not in the status that it was before. FUG then takes responsibility of that, meaning Bomb took out a family, and then recruited other families to fight Jihad. All of that compounded together then makes Juvial Grace literally like the next savior of the tower. Everybody would be like, he's the one that can rid this tower of Jihad's rule. I'm telling, like, that name would ring. I think that's what we're building up to. That name would ring. Trina Fuji, like, okay. Gosh. Bomb wasn't even aware of her death. If he kills one of the heads, that would do it. Like, if he got the title of killing a family head on his name, what? Juvial Grace, the 25th bomb. Oh man, much better than Release or Change Mother of Dragons. I like that name though, Amir. This is for Arlen. Amen. Dude, there's so many things that that is up in the air for Bomb's character. There's so many things that are killing a family head as a regular, it's over. Yeah. Godslayer, Juvial Grace. Oh my gosh. There it is. There it is. That's it. That's it. The Godslayer. Yep, that's it. That's it. That's it right there. You win. You win. You win. That is it. That is it. Dude, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot that's going to become of this. There's a lot that's going to become of this. Because we don't know. What was her name? Give me a second. What was her name? Oh gosh, give me a second. What was her name? I don't think you guys will be able to figure it out. What's her name? I want to get it myself. I don't want to rely on the chat. What is her name? It's gone. I don't know. What is her name? I hope she's getting her 3 meals and Rikers. I think I think so. Adori beat a ranker as an A rank regular. She did. Bomb beat a ranker as a C rank. He did. Yuri's gonna come out of prison, walk outside. What is her name? Hold on. You guys haven't gotten it yet. What's her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. What is her name? Nope. I want to get it before I find her in my my Tower of God folder. Nope. What is her name? Oh my gosh, Yuri's in jail. Yes. It is not. It's not Rachel. Hey, what happened to all my pictures? Why am I still? Oh. Nope, not Elaine. Nope, not Repalista. Funny enough, I remember Repalista's name, but I don't remember hers. No. I'm not telling you any clues, because as soon as I give you a clue, you guys are going to spit it out, and I'm going to feel like an idiot. Yes. There it is. Garum. I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. I could not remember to save my life. I knew it started with a G, and I couldn't spit it out. I was like, I didn't want to say it. Garum. Yep. We don't know what the rest of the story is that she has to say. I remember Shasha Amir. It's been a minute since we've seen her too. We don't know what the rest of her story is. We don't know. We do not know what else she has to tell Bomb. So it's like I'm thinking this is mainly towards me. I'm thinking of all these grandiose things of like what Bomb could do taking over FUG. Like, what if she says something? Like, what if the rest of what Garum has to say completely nukes all of that? What if whatever the rest of what if it completely, like, what if the rest of that story is like, yeah, she was trash, she was disgusting, like everything that happened to her was justified? Like, what if that was the case? What do we do at that point? It completely flips everything I thought about what the rest of the story would be. Totally does. It totally does. Me and you agree on that. Me and you agree on that. I think Arlen is the main villain of the story. We agree on that. I do feel like, because we only got to see one side of the story. So, like, the Floor of Death, everything we learned in the Floor of Death, that and the Genesis stuff, those are my two favorite things about this series. I can talk ad nauseum about them. But I feel like there's no way everything Arlen said is just law. There's no way everything Arlen said was just law. Like, that's exactly what happened. There's no way. Like, there's always this person's point of view, this person's point of view, and then the truth. Usually half of what each person says is the truth. So it's like, yeah, some of the stuff that happened, what she said was true. And then we need to figure out what the other side of that was. And then once we figure that out, we'll get the truth. Hold on. Arlen could be a villain, but I think Jihad's a clear villain as well. I think they're all not good people. I think they're all not good people. I had like a multitude of revisit. I don't remember which streams they were. Usually CM is like the best, like can figure out exact, like if I say exactly what I was thinking, CM was able to just pinpoint it like exactly where I said it. It's crazy. But there's oh gosh, there's like points in which you can just completely just poke holes through everything. Yeah, the whole thing was my big theory about all of that was they were just climbing. They were climbing, and then they got to a point and Jihad said, we can't climb anymore, essentially. Like, we can't climb it. Like, there's no more climbing. We're done climbing. Right? We're done climbing. And V and Arlen started the war because they said, you can't stop us from climbing. We want to keep climbing. So they started the war just because they couldn't agree on whether they wanted to stop or not. The rest of them agreed with Jihad and those two didn't. So they started the war and they formed FUG because of it. And then through all of that happening, then that's when Jihad went, killed the baby, V killed, all that stuff. That's when that happened. I was thinking, me and Dexter are on the same wavelength on this. I truly feel like if they would have, Jihad could have gotten to the point where the administrator, because it didn't say like the administrator of the 135th floor. It said the administrator of the tower itself, not of the floor. Because if an administrator of a floor would challenge them, I'm pretty sure the rest of them could take an administrator out with no problem. Especially if all of them were fighting on the at the same time against an administrator. It said the administrator of the tower came. So it makes me feel like Jihad was presented with, if you keep climbing, we're going to eliminate all of you. But if you take this deal, we'll let you be king of everything below you. You just can't go above this point. And I think Jihad took that and was like, I wanted to be a ruler anyways. We can't do anything with this individual head on. We can't do anything with them. Who knows? Jihad might have tried to fight and got bodied. We don't know that. And then licked his wounds and came back and presented, and didn't present it to him. Just said, this is how it's going. I'm the king. Struck a deal with them. We're done. And those two over there were like, no way, we're not done. We're going to keep climbing. Kind of feels like current day when you tell someone you can't do something. It's like, no, well, you can't tell us that. And they started a war. To me, that's what it felt. That's what it feels like. To me, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. So it's like, I feel like Jihad was presented with something that I don't think we could think, like, whatever it was enough to make him stop. We got to think about that, especially if we know what Jihad's personality is. So what was he presented with that made him decide we're not going any higher? That's just me. That's just me, because we know what his personality is like, and we know what he is like. So to make him stop has to be something crazy. It had to have been. I wouldn't be surprised if Jihad literally tried to fight against whatever was telling him you can't go any further, and they spared him. Like, we could kill you, but we won't. We just want you to stop climbing because enough's enough. I think it could be something like that. And he was just like, you know what? Cool. You got it. We will stop climbing. And they sealed it off. One key on one side, another key on the other side. They sealed it off. And there it is. And Jihad comes back, licks his wounds, cleans himself up, and comes back and's like, we're not climbing anymore. He could, at that point, he could do whatever he wants to. He could lie. He could come up with anything. I'm tired of climbing. I want to rule. None of y'all can't beat me. You can't beat me. Like, none of y'all can't beat me. So it's just like, what are we going to do? You can fight me and I'm going to win. So we're done climbing. And all of them but two said yes. All of them but two said yes. So that's what I think. That's what I think. And I think someone mentioned, I seen the comment, but I was so hopped up on my talking. I think Enryu showed up. Who knows what Enryu truly is? He might be a messenger from the God on the outside. He could be connected to Arlen. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Jihad lacks communication skills. Absolutely. He probably just came back and was just like, we're done. No climbing. Shut up. Yeah. Like, there's like, he probably presented it. He probably didn't give them an option. I would say he didn't give them an option. I think he just came back just like, yeah, I can imagine them like waiting around, right? I can imagine them like waiting like in a camp or like somewhere, like waiting for like when Jihad gets back, we're going to keep climbing. And he just comes back just like Commodus. He just comes back like Commodus from Gladiator. Just like, what is happening? Like, what's going on? You're not saying anything, but you're doing a lot of nothing. And he just acts like everything's all peaches and cream. And then probably gives them like the sickest look, like, try me. And they said, no, we're good. We're good. And he probably presented them the stuff, left them, and then they had the meeting. And then whenever V and Arlen didn't disagree, they reported back to Jihad, like, we agree, but they don't. They met up again. They hashed it out again, and then they split. And then that's when the war started. Because didn't Arlen and V attack first? Didn't they attack first? Something like that? Something crazy? Mom just need to get past wherever it is on the third. Yeah. Where did you get that rope from? Like, I can picture like Jihad like walking in, like, and everyone's looking at him like, what the hell is going on? Yo, Jihad, what's up? And he's just acting like everything is fine. I appreciate you, Miguel. Oh man. I can picture that. He just walks in, just strolling in, perfectly fine. It's just like, hey, yo, what's happening? Hold on. I can imagine like Edon not saying a damn thing, just looking, just like, what? I can see it in my head, like him looking like, what is happening? All right, CM, glad you could stop by. Have a good one. I don't think it was clear who attacked. They disagreed as a decision. Yeah. But they did flee away. Okay. I like the idea of them attacking first. I'm sorry. He made the weapons first, right? Yes, he made the weapons and then gave them. He made the weapons and then gave them to him. Absolutely. We've been waiting for 10 years, Jihad. What the hell you mean we ain't climbing anymore? I can picture them saying that. I can picture like Jihad says it so casually. We're done. We're not climbing anymore. Huh? Good pictures. He said what? He said what? We're not doing what? Oh, Jihad, come here. What do you mean we're not climbing no more? He just looks, we're not climbing anymore. What do you mean we're not climbing anymore? Like, huh? I can picture that in my head. I want to do a skit. I want to do a skit so bad. Jihad's like irons in the inside. Oh, that'd be cool. To me, Jihad feels like Naruto. He feels like Naruto, like a perverted version of Naruto. Like a Naruto that didn't grow up with Hinata as his wife. Didn't have a Jiraiya. Didn't have an Iruka. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. He feels like a bastardized Naruto. We're not climbing anymore. Wakes up like, huh? Say what? I can imagine the frenzy that they all would be in. Like if we really like think about it, like the frenzy they would be in to have Jihad come back to them and say we're not climbing anymore. When all they were in the tower for is to climb. Like they never planned. I don't think they ever planned to settle down. I don't think they ever planned to settle down. So to have the news of we're not climbing anymore told to them, how much of a shock that had to be. Yeah. Maybe Jihad can't say. It's a possibility he can't either. Like he struck a secret deal. And it's just like none of them can press him. Like none of them can press him because they can't beat him. It's literally like, it's funny, but all Jihad really has to say is, but can you beat me? Like you can't beat me. So what are you questioning me for? What I say goes, and I say we don't climb anymore. You're questioning me? You can't beat me? Fight. That's it. That's all it has to turn into. He doesn't have to give them answers. Because if they can't beat him, he doesn't have to open his mouth. Especially if Arihan is supposed to be like the second strongest out of all of them. Is that the case? Like Arihan and Edan are like some of the strongest ones that are closest to Jihad, and they can't beat him. Like if they can't do it, then who knows? Like I think someone asked, do you think he could take all the family leaders? I think it's very possible that if all the family leaders try to fight Jihad together, they still might lose to him. And that's crazy to think about, but I think Jihad's the ruler for a reason. I think he's the ruler for a reason. I think he's the ruler for a reason. I think even if all 10 of them together, because at that point, what's to stop them from mutiny? There's nothing to stop them from mutiny if they all could work together and take him out. There would be nothing to stop them from mutiny if they really got sick of him. Like if they all really wanted to climb, they really could just overthrow him. So I think there's a possibility that the gap in power between him and the rest of them, hell, who knows? Maybe he struck a deal with the administrator of the tower and granted him the strength so that nobody could beat him. until Bomb, this individual that has power from outside of the tower. Who knows? Arhan only has S rank weapons and he still got clapped. Yeah. Bomb's like, no, our power. Who, like, there's so many things that are up in the air with jihad and all that stuff. I told you, we've been talking like legit 20 minutes about this. I told you I could talk about this stuff forever. It's my favorite stuff in this series. Like, there's so much. That's why Jihad's one of my favorite characters, because so much of his character's up in the air. You're predisposed to not like him because of the state of the tower, because of the people that are under him, how the army operates, the what we know from Arlen's pocket. Like, we're predisposed to not like him, and we know that he has done some absolutely like disgusting, inhumane things. But for some reason, I just can't kick it. I just can't kick it that there's something with Jihad. There's something he's hiding. We don't know everything there is. And I feel like if not for Jihad, who knows where anybody else could be? Who knows? Who knows? And it's also, it's hard to take Arlen's pocket accounts. Dude, you put that in my head and I can't get rid of it, right? I can see him walking into where they are with this robe on, just mad casual. But there's the point I was saying is oh gosh, I lost it. The point I was saying is, like, with Arlen's firsthand account, after her baby was killed, we still don't even know, like, like, we're not 100% sure that Bomb is the baby. I still don't think we know that concretely. I think everyone's convinced that it's him, but we don't know that. It's kind of just implied that Bomb's the baby. We don't know. So we know that when her baby was killed and when V died, she went crazy. So how can we take any of her words in the pocket from that point on with any validity? Because she legit went crazy. She went insane. That's what they said. She went insane. So how can we take her those words from that point on in the journal, in the pockets, like diary accounts, for anything? It's hard. It's hard. Jihad did reckon. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's all but confirmed. Everyone's convinced that it's him. But I think Jihad's the closest we got to confirmation. But it's still not, we still haven't said in story that Bomb is the baby of V and Arlen. Yeah, Andy, since episode 18 got pushed back, I'm just gonna do 17 in the place of where 18 should be. So for everyone, there'll at least be an 86 stream to fill the void. So that's what will happen. Still stuck on the fact that he said he learned to play around with fate. So you ain't slick making him say that. Yeah, I said we're fucking done. Jihad equals Homelander. Yeah, man, I need to go back and reread a lot of The Floor of Death and Hidden Floor again. Maybe Wang's the baby. Wang is something, man. There's the whole plot about Wang. Someone also said, what about the plot with Wang? I'm sorry, I call him Wang. Someone got mad at me like half a year ago for me calling him Wang. Wang Nam to me is very hard to say. So I say Wang not as an insult. Like, Redacted is an insult to Rachel. Like, a lot of the nicknames I come up with are insults to the characters. Wang is not an insult. Wang is just, I've been calling him Wang literally from the first moment I saw him. Because saying Wang Nam to me or Wang Nun to me, it's difficult. I'm sorry. So I don't want to continue to stumble over myself. I do that enough anyways. So the plot with Wang, I'm about to turn my computer off. The plot with Wang, I don't know where that's going. All I'm saying is I doubt Jihad would have proposed to Arlen if there wasn't significant evidence of fear. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Isn't like Jihad would have to be supremely off his rocker for Jihad to go to Arlen while she's pregnant with V's kid and propose to her. He'd have to be off his rocker. He'd have to be off his rocker. And I don't think he is. I think there was something going on. I think Pipe's theory, and I co-sign it as well, is Bomb and Rachel are like related. And I personally think Rachel is Jihad's kid. And Jihad and Arlen had kids before. I think that's a whole thing. I think that's a whole thing. I think that's a whole plot line that could be a thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Bomb was Jihad's kid. Like, it's something, like, it's for real. I don't think Jihad is that off his rocker to do that. There's no way. There's no way. No way. I don't think he is. It's crazy how Bomb saw Jihad's face, saw Wang a day later, and didn't go, you know what? You know what? You know what? Down bad. The timeline was probably condensed a little bit, yeah. Redacted wouldn't be that weak. We don't know. Who knows? Who knows? The whole thing, why is Bomb so weak then? Like, well, like, and why is he so, like, in an inconsistent state? Well, granted, the baby was dead for God knows how long. So, I don't know. Erase that. Erase what I just said. Forget it. Bomb has no similarities to Jihad, though. I'm just throwing the bomb. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. I genuinely do think that V and Bomb is the child of V and Arlen. But I also think that there's a possibility that Rachel could be the child of Jihad and Arlen. And I don't think, like, her being that weak, who knows? Who knows? There's nothing concretely saying that every children that a family leader has to have has to be strong. I think we just assume it. So anything is possible. Anything is possible. It could be that, oh, you know what? That could be true. Maybe Jihad can't have strong children. That's a good point. Maybe he can't have strong children. Maybe that's why he goes through the process of the princesses of Jihad and the story that we thought we knew. Like, the story that we thought we knew that we thought we knew isn't true. That could be a possibility. Like matter of fact, like he's too strong. It leads credit because isn't Arlen like a spellcaster? Couldn't she cast magic on him so that he would be able to have children? What if she cast magic on him so the fact that he could have children, but he wouldn't be able to pass that power on? Anything is possible, man. Anything is possible. I truly think that Jihad and Arlen had a thing. There's no way they don't. No way they don't. And I think there's a lot of theories that I'm remembering. I think Gabriel left about an hour ago. But I think Gabriel's theory is that that Jihad possibly could have like memory loss. Right? He could have memory loss. And he's been creating clones of himself. And Wang is one of those clones. So like the boss / captain is a clone. Another one of the people, they're all clones of himself, and he just forgets and he just creates more clones of himself. So there's a bunch of individuals that are kind of like Jihad, but not actually Jihad, running around the tower. That's I think that's what Gabriel's theory was. And I was like, I was like, and as I thought about it more, I was like, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It would lead more credit into like Jihad not being believable and being erratic and his personality shifting so much if he had a memory issue. Like at certain points he's lucid and he's there, and then certain points he's not. That's why they go so long without hearing from him. Like how White is a bunch of Han children. Yeah, pretty much. White is a bunch of children that are cursed. Yeah, he's essentially. You're trying. I know what you're trying to say. Or what if when Karaka and the boss are just fragments of him? Yeah, PL. I like that too. I like that as well. It's like God against kids. Nah, how did you remember how did you remember Bomb as a child? The eyes. You're good, PL. The eyes. I feel like a moment like that would bring him lucid. So like and plus that was like data of him. So I would assume the data of him would be lucid. I don't think that was actually like someone like yelled at me in the comments once about that's not I was like, that's Data J. That's data of King Jihad. They're like, no, it's not. I'm just like, well, that's not actually him, right? Like I had to ask, it's not actually him? No, that's not him. Then it's data of King Jihad. So I feel like a moment like that, encountering like his one true love, being able to see that would bring him loose, and you'd be like, oh, I recognize you. Thought I killed you, but I recognize you. something like that. So who knows what like we think it's a projection of him. I have no idea. When it first happened, I thought it was him himself. I thought he got off the throne and went to the hidden floor and did this, but I was 100% wrong. So I don't know. So I have no idea. I've seen months later and I still don't know. God, King Sim. I still don't know. Yeah, Arihan and Arihan, they are related because the ARI family is a branch off of the Ari family, so they are related. Amir, what? Gabriel's theory sounds Korean, North Korean to be specific. Okay, so that actually was him. Cool. But oh man, I was saying something. I don't remember. I don't know how I'm still going. My head hurts. I had a plan for how I wanted my day to go. I flushed it down the toilet. I've completely flushed it down the toilet. Oh, what if V and Jihad were related? Did I read that somewhere? Who said that? What if V and Jihad were brothers? Fraternal twins? Yeah. Go rest up and eat. I'll be fine. I'm having fun. I was having a crappy day up until this point. I'm actually having fun. But we have been streaming for 3 hours now. We have been streaming for 3 hours. What happened in this chapter? We haven't done all right there. I'm off. Yeah, I've thrown everything out. Everything's just destroyed. My schedule for the rest of the day. Everything that I'm supposed to be doing. It's all messed up. Oh, I forgot that I stream tomorrow. Okay. Jihad couldn't get over his sister-in-law. Oh, gosh. Sounds like a novella. Bombmate, Shinsu Rain, and Asensio said hi. Pretty much. Where did V come from? He wasn't, if I remember correctly, something, I don't remember if it was V or if it was Arlen, if they were included in the journey. Like they all were supposed to go, and then like these two tagged along, or this one tagged along. I don't know if it was like V tagged along with them, or no, I think V is from outside of the tower with them. But I think before they're from Chicago. I think before they entered into the tower, either Arlen or V were like, where are they from? They were like additions into going in. That's what I thought. Before they entered into the tower, they were late additions on, like last minutes, like, here we go, they're going as well. They weren't like named parties like the other 12 were, or 11 or 10, however many of them there are. Damn it. Like them. That's what I thought. We're not about to have the where are they from debate again. I think he definitely came in with them from the outside, and everyone loved V. Not everyone, like a lot of people didn't like Jihad. Like V gained the hearts of the people. I can connect everything back to Gladiator. Make the crowd love you. Make the crowd love you. Like V got the people to love him. I don't think Jihad cared about people loving him. He just wanted to have fun. Yeah, that's crazy. If he was nicer to the tower natives. Yeah. Alright. I thought I was going to be able to fight through this headache. My head hurts. I don't know if it's that light or this light, that light or that light or this light. It's one of these lights or the 3 screens. My head is pounding. So I'm gonna get out of here. We haven't had one of these long conversations. Literally, I want to say we haven't had one of these long conversations since before I started working. Like March. Maybe March. No. We haven't had a long conversation like this since last year. Because I started working. Because we would have like fairly short conversations. Because I was working and I was trying to figure out my schedule. Since last year, it's been almost a year since we've had one of these super like 2 or 3 hour conversations. Felt good. Felt really good. So I'm gonna call it. I mean, Edon and Blood Matter were basically screwing their Yo, Edon, I want a series on them climbing the tower. You can make a sitcom. Like literally, you can make a sitcom on them climbing the tower. Like you can take the 13 of them, right? You can take the 13 of them, take their characters, their personalities, and then put them in a sitcom just about life, and you would literally have the best series ever. You would have the best series ever. It would be so funny. It'd be hilarious. Clapping cheese. It'd be the best series. So I'm gonna end it there. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. We took a terrible stream that started off bad. It started off terribly, and we turned it into this, a 3-hour discussion, just just fun. PL's having issues again. It's okay. Um, appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Have a good rest of your day. That would have been a much better story. It feels like possibly. It just feels like there's more because we know that they stay a group their whole climb. There isn't a lot of the splitting of like team 1 and team 2 and team 1 and team 2 interchange and this person go. Like we know that they stuck together as they climbed. At least the 13 of them. We know that. They might have trailed off a little bit, but they always came back. We do know that. So I think that's why we have a little bit of hindsight with that. So again, appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your Monday. I'll be back tomorrow for Tact and Bungo and Tact, but we'll be back next Monday for episode 93 of season 3 of Tower of God. So I got there eventually. So thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week. God willing, I'll see you back here next Monday. Have a good one. Don't stay up too late. Peace out.